Now, innovative financial institutions have harnessed cloud technology to facilitate market agility, improve customer experiences, and vastly enhance connectivity within their organisation and with their partners.
Scaling quickly allows both the rapid launch of new products and accommodation of market volatility. But what's next? Will the changes we've witnessed lead to lasting, sustainable and successful transformation?
Well, earlier I spoke to Frank Fallon, who is Vice President of Global Financial Services at Amazon Web Services. And I began by asking him to highlight some of the key reasons that companies have accelerated digital transformation and cloud migration.
Although the shift to digital was underway long before COVID in the financial services industry, what the pandemic has really brought to bear is an acceleration or compression of our customers' evolution to the cloud. And we're seeing now within COVID, financial services organizations using new technologies to provide things like contactless payments, to be able to provide larger volumes of small business lending, as well as to be able to meet extreme trading volumes. You'll hear some of these stories from several of our AWS customers during Sibos, like a fintech firm, Cabbage, which has used machine learning to process and distribute the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP loans, to hundreds of thousands of small businesses in need. Another example is Broadridge, which built advanced analytic solutions to optimize their document processing and address regulatory obligations. And you're also going to hear from Goldman Sachs in a really interesting session during the Sibos Spotlight panel, calling Understanding the Customers of the Future.
So there's a lot going on, and it also feels as if we are in unprecedented territory. But the question remains about these changes. Do they point towards a lasting and, above all, sustainable transformation?
Yeah, I believe that the decisions that are being made today are going to have an impact for years to come. And the companies that have been able to demonstrate their ability to pivot to new technologies like the cloud are going to be able to face the challenges not only today, but of the future. And during the Sibos Spotlight sessions, we're going to have a few AWS leaders that will talk about some of the fundamental areas of interest from our financial services customers, including security and risk management. Jonathan Allen is going to talk about a cloud-first approach to talent management and dealing with the cyber talent gap. And Tracy Racis will discuss how innovation and risk management is using new technologies such as cloud and data lakes, data analytics, and machine learning to really reinvent some of the concepts of risk management.
So what do you see as the opportunities that are going to emerge from this transformative journey?
You know, we spoke about the compression of the transformation timeline, and I think this provides both a challenge and an opportunity for the financial services industry. You know, projects planned for the future then compressed from 12 to 18 months now to 1 to 2 months, sometimes even weeks. Let me give you an example. One of our global investment management customers deployed a remote working solution for their thousands of employees, and they did it in less than a week. And they did it all while taking a security-first approach, which is so important in financial services, obviously. And our customers are telling us that these new technologies are all used to be able to meet the challenges that our financial services customers and their customers are facing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a terrific example. And I wonder if you could actually give me some more as well, but specifically how your company is helping those in the financial services space, or more to the point, the customers actually leverage these technologies.
For instance, one of the world's largest banks, HSBC, recently announced they're using AWS technology across all their lines of businesses, starting with customer-facing applications and application modernization in their wealth and personal banking business. Another example is NASDAQ. During the early market volatilities in March and April, they, as an AWS customers, were able to seamlessly scale to handle the increased volume of trades that they needed to process within their risk calculation engine, and then have subsequently been able to meet all of the challenges over the last few months very, very easily using the cloud-based solution from AWS.
Given all of that, what are you hearing from the customers themselves? Because they're focusing on navigating these challenging times, but they're not just focusing on staying alive now. They've got to build for the future. So what is the feedback you're getting from them in terms of their needs going forward and really strengthening that relationship that they have with you? Because you know what? You're an essential part of their navigational toolbox.
No, you're absolutely right, Juliet. And financial institutions, they must focus on how to increase their agility, their speed, and their scale, and ensure that they can adapt quickly in the face of all of the changing expectations from their customers and all of the changing market conditions. And in my conversations with banking executives, addressing these current challenges while looking ahead is really what's on the top of their minds. And the same is true for AWS, and that's how we build our roadmap. Our financial services customers are focused on building for today and for the future. They're focused on really three main things. The first is being able to enable the digital customer engagement. The second trend we're seeing is customers wanting to harness data and embracing machine learning. We're seeing more traction as customers leverage machine learning, data lakes, analytics to provide a frictionless experience to their customers. Fraud.net is the world's leading fraud prevention platform and has grown 5 times its size in the last 3 years. And using AWS and their solutions, they're now protecting over 2% of all US commerce. The third thing our customers are focused on is building secure, data-driven, and resilient enterprises. National Australia Bank, or NAB, recently migrated its merchant and business banking to AWS. And they did it because they felt they really needed to increase the resiliency and reliability of the platform. And moving to AWS provides that.
What is the key takeaway from all this? Can it just be whittled down to one, or are there several?
Financial services institutions today have an incredible responsibility to provide best-in-class security, data privacy, and resiliency for their customers. And across the board, we continue to see an increased focus on using the cloud to transform existing businesses and drive innovation for the future.
So don't run away from the cloud, embrace it in its entirety. Frank Fallon, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you, Juliet. Thank you for having me, and enjoy Sibos, everyone.